What's up with y'all, man? What's up with y'all, man? Got out the yard a little bit late this morning, but we all right. We all right. You know, we're gonna keep them tires bouncing, man. In this video right here for the parents with a troubled kid, you know what I mean? Don't give up on that kid. Don't talk bad about that kid. At that point in time, you need to push that kid forward. And at the end of this, you'll understand why. I was a troubled kid, but at the time, I didn't see myself as being troubled. It was more so as I stood on what I stood on as a man, because simply of the fact, my dad was 50-something, like I told you. My dad was 50-something when I was born. I only hung around older people. I didn't really have a childhood growing up. Don't get me wrong, I had brother and sister, you know, and my mom was the only one where I really had, I was able to be a kid. With my dad, I had to work. You know what I mean? I had moments where I could be a kid, but majority of the time I had to grow up. That being said, I go to school with that same mentality. So when I was in school, in elementary growing up, it was always your mama jokes. And I was big on you don't know my mom. So, fighting. Like, if you want to talk about my mom, fight me. I was 24/7. And most of the time, it could have been avoided, but I wasn't the one to avoid confrontation. I always hit it head on. And that being said, to be honest, I wasn't even supposed to go to college. I wasn't supposed to graduate college. God is good. I wasn't supposed to do none of that simply because the fact I only spent like 5 or 6 months in each grade. 5 or 6 months in each grade in elementary. It'd be okay. I go get suspended 2 weeks. Come back for a week, get suspended another 2 weeks. Come back, get suspended another 2 weeks. And that was just a recurring cycle. I got diagnosed with ADHD at the age of 12. And through all this, the lady, I never forget, the lady sat me down and she said, yell at you, how do you feel? Do you feel as a peer or do you feel like it's an authority? I said, I feel like you a peer just because the fact I look at it no differently. If you yelling at me for no reason, expect the same treatment that I'm gonna give to you. Expect me to yell back at you. Now, if you come at me and tell me I'm wrong and I'm actually wrong, all right, cool, I respect that. I'm not a disrespectful person. But once you disrespect me, you stand on everything that you stand on. So, that being said, one situation back, I think this was in 4th grade. 4th grade, if I remember correctly. My sister had just got to elementary school, my youngest sister. And I took her to breakfast. And the way we had an older school, where the cafeteria sat down in this little, okay, the best way to explain it, it's a building, but you go down inside the cafeteria. It's not a cafeteria on a level ground, you go down. So we was going there, I got her breakfast and stuff, and this girl that was older than my sister pushed my sister. Now, I don't hit girls, but I pushed this girl. So this girl went and got her brother, and her brother tried to fight me, so me and her brother got in a fight. And the principal came over. The principal came over and got me. This one up 2 situations. You got the aggressor, and you got the person that's defending themselves, which is self-defense. Since I was angry and I did most of the damage, they labeled me the aggressor. So the guy told me to come with him, whatever. So the guy pulled my book bag. I took my book bag off and hit him. If y'all don't believe me, I'm gonna do a video with my mom so she can go over with all this so y'all can understand where I'm coming from. And the guy grabbed me, so I hit him with my book bag, and they called the police on me, and they said there's charges on me for battery. And I guess it was to scare me and this and that, you know, but it didn't work because like I said, I was always around older people. I stand on what I stand on as a man. You're not gonna take nothing from me. You're not gonna take that away from me. So expelled me that year. That year I got expelled, and I did homeschooling. And I kind of got a speech impediment. I had it since I was a kid. With certain words that I say, it comes off as differently, so people misunderstand me. So when I got expelled, it was a blessing in disguise because the homeschool teacher also was my speech impediment teacher. So she helped me with speaking. 5th grade, I was able to go back to school. Because it was only, I got expelled at the beginning of the year. And I don't know what it is, but my mom got a crazy talk game. She was able to get me back in school the next enrollment. So 5th grade came and I did good that year. I think I got suspended 4 times. Compared to what I was doing good. I went to middle school, everything was good. I got in a little trouble here, a little trouble there, but it wasn't nearly as bad. Then high school came around. Or I lied, I got expelled middle school. I got expelled 6th grade year. And that was because I having a knife on school campus. And only reason why I had the knife in the bag, so y'all can understand, my dad, like I told you, my dad was country, my mom was city. I went to my dad's house every weekend unless I changed it and went to my dad's house every week and my mom's house on the weekend. This point in time, I was at my dad's house for the weekend and I had my knife in my book bag. And the police came and got me, and they asked me to do this and that and asked to look in my locker, and they found it. And I walked off, the lady was like, let me talk to you. So she talked to me. And she was like, why you had it? And at that moment, I was like, you don't really care. You want me to give you a reason, but you still gonna suspend me. You still gonna expel me at the end of the day because I have a deadly weapon. So I don't want to talk to you. So I walked out. They sent the police at me, disrupting the pieces with the charge that they gave me. And all this was able to get expunged off my record. I'm not glorifying anything. Let me say that. I'm not glorifying anything. I'm just giving you this so as a parent you can see, don't always doubt your kids, because the kid that you doubt the most could be the one that mostly change your situation and change their situation for the better. So high school came, and you know, I got in a little trouble high school. I don't want to go too far into that, but I got in trouble with high school. Then turned around and I started playing football. This 9th grade year. 9th grade I got in trouble. But this one I was still a freshman, so I was on the freshman team, so I didn't take football seriously. Then, you know, once I was able to get that second chance to still be able to play football, I said, let me take it seriously. Took it seriously, you know. Didn't think I was gonna go to college, because at the time all my buddies was getting offers and I wasn't. Boom. Out of nowhere, this school chasing me. So I said, all right, cool, I'm gonna go there, you know. My plan was not to stay there. I was gonna leave the next year. But I wound up staying all 4 years, you know. It was a blessing in disguise, because I met some of my best, well, I'm not gonna say best friend, some of my brothers there. I don't consider people best friends or friends. You either my brother or your associate. I met some of my brothers there, and you know, I got brothers from back home, you know, but I met some of my other brothers there at college, and I'm grateful for that. But through all that, me being a troubled kid, I finally made my way out of the storm. Is that how you want to say it? Like I made my situation better. Still the same person, still have the same belief systems. But I made myself better. I started thinking better. I started moving better. I started better in my life. You know what I mean? Things gonna come, and it's how you react to them. I had this coach. Shout out to Coach Smith. Shout out to Coach Anderson. Coach Anderson showed me, that was my high school coach. He showed me how to be a good football player. Coach Smith showed me how to become a man in the sense of today's society. My uncles, my dad and all them taught me how to be a man as they seen fit. My coach taught me how to be a man in the standpoint of how the world sees you. And what I mean by that is, my coach started teaching me, you know, people don't want to see you doing good. People don't want to see you doing better than them. But at the same time, once you doing good, once you doing better than somebody, they gonna flock to you no matter what, just because of the fact that you doing better than them. They want to learn from you. And once I realized that, I started moving, like I said, I really started moving differently. It was more so, how can I better myself? How can I help myself where I don't have to depend on anybody? And once I realized that, man, the sky was the limit, man. The sky was the limit. That's why I told y'all, never give up on your kid. Never tell your kid you can't be something. Don't never tell your kid that the sky ain't the limit, because you hindering that kid. Now, did my mom and dad give up on me at some point in time? Yes, they did. It didn't hurt it to a point where it was like, I'm gonna make you feel wrong every time you see me. Every time you see me and you say, oh, he ain't gonna be nothing besides wind up being in the grave or being in jail or doing this and that, I'm gonna make you bite every word you say. So it became a point, it became a game to me. Oh, bring him here, we're not gonna bring him there because he gonna act up. Okay, you don't have to take me nowhere, I'll take myself there. Now it's to a point, now it's, well, I'm not gonna say now because my dad's not here anymore. But it became a certain point, it was, I didn't need them for a long time. And what I meant by that was, you turned your back on me, so now I made you bite everything you say, but I became my own person. To feed me but it was one of them, I wasn't ready to be out there in the real world by myself just yet. So I was doing everything I was doing most stuff on my own, but I had help through them as well. You know what I mean? I hope y'all can understand what I'm trying to say. But out of all the kids, I was the most troubled kid that came out my mom kids and not my dad kid. But that being said, look how far I done came. When you go through something like this in life and you see how far you came, and being the first one that graduated from college, but also you was the one that spent the less amount of time in school, it's crazy. Like, literally, y'all don't think y'all understand. When I say I spent 5 or 6 months in each grade, that's no exaggeration. I literally supposed to be illiterate. Like, literally illiterate. Like, I'm not even supposed to be able to read or anything, just because of the fact I never spent that much time in school. But I'm giving y'all this video just so y'all know, don't give up on y'all kids. It's always light at the end of the tunnel. And this video is solely for parents that are going through something. I know this is a trucking channel. I know I do trucking vlogs, this and that, but I really want to get on here and say this. It's been on my mind for the longest. I just didn't know how to approach it and didn't know how to deliver it to y'all. But today it was just like, man, I'm just gonna do it. I'm just gonna do it. I'm sitting here waiting at a customer, waiting to be unloaded. And I was just like, I'm gonna drop this video. I'm gonna drop it. So, parents, I hope y'all get this message. Hope y'all receive this message. And until next time, man, keep them tires bouncing.